Round 1, fight!
Hello everybody, I am here at the Mortal Kombat 1 event with none other than co-creator and creative director of Mortal Kombat as a whole, Ed Boon, which is very exciting. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for showing up.
You're very welcome. It's a great event and we've had a great time playing the game. So I'm just going to dive in and start quizzing you about this fabulous game. So we pick up in MK1 just after the events of MK11, but time has been reset. So we're back to a new beginning. What kind of did you hope to achieve by rebooting the franchise in this way?
Sure. With all the previous Mortal Kombat games, it's kind of on some level been the ascension of Liu Kang, right? Like he started out as a very simple Shaolin monk, and then he gained stature throughout the games, and then finally with Mortal Kombat 11, he ultimately became a fire god, and in some ways he became kind of like Raiden and even higher, became a titan. And so he basically made a whole new universe, created a big bang, so to speak, and this is his creation. So we're calling it Mortal Kombat 1 because it's like the beginning, a resetting of the story, but it features all the characters that players have loved over the years. Yeah. So, but you see them in a completely new story, completely new origins. So it's a new beginning for Raiden, who is no longer a god, Kung Lao, Scorpion Sub-Zero. It's great to see them in a brand new story that you've never seen before. So.
Yeah, how do you go making a game accessible for new fans, but also have all the depth and knowledge and references that returning fans want to see as well?
Yeah, for new fans, obviously this is a great time to start playing Mortal Kombat because we're starting a brand new story and you don't have to know all the previous events of the last one. But also for new fans is we really try to make the new features as easily accessible as possible, right? To bring a Kameo character out, it's just one button push, right? And so you can pick up the game and immediately start having fun and coming up with ideas of how you want to, use your Kameo character.
For experienced players, there's a lot of changes to the core fighting mechanics, like the cameos. Is there one in particular you're interested in seeing people get their heads around, or is it cameos?
It is the cameos. There are other things that we've done to the basic mechanic, but we basically really want the meta of the game. Instead of me thinking, oh, you pick Scorpion, I'm going to pick Sub-Zero. Yeah. It's kind of like the pairs. So you pick Scorpion with Sonya as your Kameo. Oh, that means I'm going to pick, I'll pick Kenshi with Kung Lao as my Kameo or something. Yeah. And so those matchups, I think, are going to make things deeper for players in terms of strategies for beating your opponents and all that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what players do with these Kameo fighters.
Yeah. How did you come up with this as a system? Like an idea? Where did that spark come from?
It came from an idea that our design team came to me with. They wanted to have a feature where every character would have their own little kind of helper, right? Like Sonya would have a drone that would follow her around, and maybe Kung Lao would have some hat or something like that. But I kind of pushed back and was like, let's do something where every character can use every one of these assist things. But then it didn't make sense for, Johnny Cage to have, a hat or a drone following him around. So we changed those little props to characters. Yeah. And then when we made the Mortal Kombat characters, we knew we had something that was really fun, to see two Mortal Kombat characters kind of fighting there. And so that evolved over the course of, several months until we landed where we are now.
Yeah. In your Kameo system, you've got characters appearing with original costumes or inspired by kind of older iterations of the game. Was it fun revisiting the original stuff? Is that something you wanted to do with these?
Absolutely. The Kameo costumes and characters, they don't appear in the story, so to speak. They're really just nostalgic throwbacks that we really want to have. So you're going to see a whole bunch of these Kameo characters that we're going to be revealing in these classic costumes from the arcade days, right? Yeah. And so that's going to be a lot of a nostalgic run for them.
Yeah. Is there a favorite you have, or have they not been revealed yet?
My favorite has not been revealed yet.
Okay.
And we'll see those in the coming months. You know,
Yeah.
the game comes out September 19th, so that's not
too
too far
long.
away. Yeah.
Oh man, is there any clues, or is it just no? You gotta wait.
I guess the clue would be some of the arcade favorites that you've, something that'll really trigger a memory for anybody who's been a Mortal Kombat fan way back in the 90s.
Very nice, very nice. When you created the characters in 1992, could you ever envision where they are now, or how Mortal Kombat has kind of blown up over the years, or was it very much like?
Of course not. Of course not. I don't think if you asked me, how big is this thing going to get, I would never have guessed it because there's movies, there's animated feature films, and there's also just products, lunchbox T-shirts, and everything like that. So it's become its own kind of industry almost, right?
Oh, we got water bottles here as well. So it's great. We got some cookies with Mortal Kombat on. It was great. How did you choose who would feature as cameos, or was it very much let's get the references and the fan favorites in?
Some of the choices we included of who's going to be in the game was dictated by the story, right? We're starting at the very beginning. There are certain characters that we've introduced way, decades later that probably won't be making an immediate appearance in the game. So it's kind of like the classics. A lot of them are the classics, but we're going to get into some of the obscure characters that we have. So it covers the whole gambit, but we're mainly focusing in on the earlier characters.
Yeah, nice. And on fatalities, this is my favorite part. So how do you come up with a fatality? Like, where does it start when you think about tearing someone apart?
For the most part, we have like a committee at work, like a group who sits around and pitches ideas, and then they create like storyboards, and then they'll send them to me. And I'll either say, okay, let's shorten this, or this one's too long, or or this is great, or there's no way we're gonna do this. I've sent some back that have been just crossing the line.
Really?
And I said, oh yeah.
What is the line when it comes to a fatality?
It's hard to kind of identify, but our fatalities for the most part are so over the top, and I think in the area of ridiculous. And oddly, the main reaction we get out of fatalities is laughter. Somebody will see it and then just start laughing, and we go, okay, that's it. We don't want somebody going like, something like that. But it's that's usually the line of if somebody laughs at it, then we go, okay, we're in the fatality zone.
Yeah. Do you kind of use like horror as a reference for that, like the campy kind of
style?
style?
A lot of the stuff that we've come up with has been inspired by movies. Sub-Zero spine rip was directly from Predator, right? And so there's been a lot of like these nods to our favorite like action movies or horror movies that we've seen over the years. Yeah.
What has been your kind of favorite one to put in, or what one would you point out and be like, that's really cool?
The Sub-Zero spine rip one is the one that's more of a direct thing, but there've been so many over the years. I'm just thinking of 30 years of fatalities.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you've probably got a brain full of it, haven't you?
There's been a lot, and we've had also, Freddy Krueger and Jason and all of these kind of guest characters, and again, it's just because we're fans of them. So.
Oh, that's so cool. What is your favorite Mortal Kombat finisher, like fatality? Is there any that you hold special? Is it the spine rip?
It's definitely in the top 2 or 3. It's the one. But the Kano's heart rip was also one. It was kind of taken from some kung fu movies, martial arts movies. Someone would say, oh, they could tear your heart out and show it to you before you die. And that was such a ridiculous myth. And so it was just a nod to it, but some of the earlier ones have more of a like a nostalgic kind of feel to them.
Nostalgic bloodshed.
Warm and fuzzy.
In all the years you've been making Mortal Kombat, how much has like the fundamental creative process changed? Like, how is it making a game in 2023 compared to 1992?
It's night and day. The first Mortal Kombat was 4 team members, right? I was the co-creator. I was the only programmer, and then John Tobias, my creative partner, he was like the visuals, right? And but we didn't have a story mode back then. We didn't have all these other game modes. As the years have kind of progressed, now we're in the hundreds in terms of people who are working on the game. I don't write any software anymore. It's been years since I've done that, and There's so much stuff. It's imagine a group of experts, animators, designers, cinema people. We have directors in terms of cameras and shots and all that stuff. And so everybody who's peak at their field, something I could never even touch. So all these experts are basically contributing to the big kind of categories and facets of the game.
And then I think my final question for you is, if you were to put yourself in Mortal Kombat, or
which I won't.
No, but if you could be recreated in there, what would your kind of move set and your fatality be? What would you want to reference?
That's a good question. It would be something probably weird. Like I wouldn't have martial arts talent or something like that. I'd probably do something really strange and novel, like writing code or something like that.
Code like a robot.
Yeah, like I'll have a keyboard for a weapon or something like that.
Just smack someone around the head with it. Look like you're going to type.
Yeah, something dumb like that.
Oh, that would be incredible to see. I know you've just said that you're not going to put yourself in it, but if you do, I want to see the keyboard smash finisher. I absolutely do. Get that fatality in there. Thank you so much for speaking with us. It's been incredible. The game is so much fun, and thank you so much for having us here to play it. I can't wait till September to actually get full hands on it. But yeah, have a fabulous day. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming by.
PlayStation